Hold on. I have to write this really quickly. Last drop of 2025. And watches drop at 5 p.m. PT on. Hi, you guys. Happy. Okay, hold on. No, I need to greet you correctly. Let me just pin this comment here. Okay. Pinned. Excellent. And then I'm on live on YouTube, and I'm also live on FashionNica.com. Okay, for anyone who's new, by the way, I promise I will share exactly how today works. Oh my God, you guys. This is officially our last drop of 2025. We really wanted, I know, right? This is so crazy. So we really wanted to end our final drop of the year with jewelry and watches. We started sourcing jewelry and dropping jewelry this year. And literally just a few weeks ago, we started introducing vintage watches. So we just wanted to end this year with something exciting because we do plan to source even more vintage fine jewelry, vintage Chanel jewelry and watches going into next year. There will be some updates and we're planning accordingly, but just know that something big is happening next year and it's all because of you guys. So with that said, I'm going to share all the final batch of pieces that we sourced for today's drop. How it works, I'm basically going to show you every single item that we sourced, and then at exactly 5 p.m., which is literally less than an hour, all of them will drop all at one time on FashionNica.com. I have a little pinned comment here so you know exactly where to go. And then, yeah, it's going to kind of be like a surprise because I wasn't able to share a full sneak peek today. So yeah, we'll just go through it together. If you do get an email sneak peek though, I know that we actually just sent out an email sneak peek. So that's where you're going to be able to see the photos, the prices, the details, everything up close. So if you do get that email, then you kind of get like a little sneak peek beforehand. Okay, let's start off with the first pair. And it's actually the first pair of earrings that I bought for myself when I started sourcing vintage jewelry for FashionNica. And I'm actually wearing them right now. This is the pair that we are going to be dropping today. It's my favorite vintage Chanel earring that I have. It's basically like a turn lock, but in a clip-on vintage Chanel form. So they took like the turn locks of their very popular bags and turned it into clip-on earrings. This is a vintage piece and it was made in the year 1995. She's made with 24 karat gold plated hardware. Highly recommend it, especially if you're a bag lover. These are just so fun to wear. And also for like this time of year, like I wore this when I went to a holiday party and I got a lot of compliments. And then my future mother-in-law too, she saw me wearing it and she really wanted them too. So we're probably going to be gifting her a pair of these for Christmas this year. But this piece, she's made with 24 karat gold plating. And then she is a 1995 piece. How much she's going to drop that? $6.99. $6.99 for the vintage Chanel earrings. Okay, next piece. Let's do a piece that I feel like is going to be a good giftable piece. Something to note, all of the pieces that get purchased today, including bags, they will all arrive by end of year. So cutoff for Christmas is officially closed, but today is the final cut off for anything purchased and to arrive by end of year. So with that said, if you're looking for any like last minute holiday pieces, we do have this Louis Vuitton piece. It comes with the winter gift wrapping. It's so cute. And then underneath is the original box. But let me share what we have. So this is called the Louis Vuitton Flowergram bracelet. It's essentially this gold little bracelet that has the iconic flower for Louis Vuitton. And I'm on live on YouTube and FashionNica too. So hold on. Let me bring the camera a little bit closer so that everyone can see. Okay, cool. So hopefully this is a little bit clearer, but it's basically this fun flower bangle and it's really easy to like actually open and close because you just kind of like use this hinge and then close it with the flower design. But this piece, she's in excellent condition. She also comes with her festive Louis Vuitton gift box and this one will drop at $429. $429. Okay, next up, we are going to do let's do this piece next. I'm gonna do a watch. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do our first watch of the night. It is this vintage Gucci. As you can tell, I have been very, very into sourcing vintage watches the past few months. I actually started getting into watches last year. I got my very first vintage watch, and ever since then, I knew I really wanted to start sourcing vintage watches. So we did our first official drop literally just a few weeks ago, and it sold out so quickly. So that tells me that we should continue to source vintage watches going into next year. So this one is a beautiful vintage Gucci piece, and I highly recommend look at the photos once you actually see this listing, because it's so gorgeous how this face like almost changes color. So basically the face, I know it looks like it's a black dial right now. However, it's made of mother of pearl, and you can really see like the color when you kind of like turn it. And I'll get up close too. Maybe you'll be able to see the color. Oh, I don't know if you will be able to, but we got an insane photo. Oh, there you go. Wait, hold on. I'll show each camera. We got an insane photo of what the dial truly looks like. But it's like a very dark mother of pearl, and it is just so gorgeous. Maybe I should post a photo too on Instagram story so you can see how beautiful that dial is. Anyways, it's supposed to kind of be like a little buckle, maybe horse bit design. It reminds me actually of my own vintage Gucci watch that I'm wearing right now. Similar, I guess, like in the way that it's more of like a bangle versus like a watch. I'm really into sourcing like those bracelet type watches right now, especially because we're seeing the Cartier Benoit is a very popular watch. And so I kind of want to find like pieces that are a little bit more affordable for someone who wants kind of like that similar style. So, this one is made of stainless steel. And again, it's like this really gorgeous, if I had to explain this dial, it almost reminds me of like a mood ring. If you remember mood rings back in the day, how they would change color, but really gorgeous dial. Anyways, this piece, she's in excellent condition, and she's going to drop at $349. $349 for the vintage Gucci stainless steel mother of pearl watch. Okay. Next up, let's do these Chanel earrings. Okay, I'm going to do these Chanel earrings next. So we have this 2021 Chanel Pearl CC cutout clip-on earring. So this is basically the modern day version of these guys. And let me actually clip one of them onto my ear so you can see for size reference. But it's like this gold ribbed, kind of like champagne gold ribbed design on the edges. And then in the middle, it's like a cutout CC, but then you have these almost like floating pearls that are making up the CC logo. It's a clip-on piece, and she's very lightweight too, but this is how she looks like on the ear. You could stack it if you'd like to as well. Highly recommend getting like a clip-on earring, even if it's just like your first pair of clip-ons, because you'd be surprised how like often you would pull for a clip-on, because you don't have to even just wear it as an earring. You can use it as like a little brooch, something like this. It can hang off of a collar, or you could use it in other ways. I have a video of like all the different ways you can like wear these clip-on earrings, but you could put it like on a tie, so things like that. But this piece, so this is a 2021 piece, and it's kind of like a modern day version of the vintage ones. This is going to drop at $699. $699. Okay, let's do fine jewelry piece next. Okay, next up. So our first piece of fine jewelry, I've really been into sourcing vintage fine jewelry. So not necessarily pieces that have like a brand name behind it, but like unsigned treasures, if you will. So this is called a starburst design. It was typically a piece that was popular between the 40s and 50s. This particular one was made in the 50s, and it's these dark blue, and I hope you'll be able to see the stone, but it's this dark, super dark blue sapphire. and it kind of makes this like halo design, and then there's diamonds around it. We sourced this pendant, so specifically this piece is this particular one. Hold on, I'm going to hide the chain for a second. So this particular piece is a vintage 18 karat gold. 18 karat yellow gold, blue sapphire with the diamond starburst halo. And we decided to add, this part is a generic gold plated chain, but because I want to start sourcing more pendants, I still want to like add some type of like chain so you could wear it, as a necklace, or you can always change it out for like a solid gold piece. But I don't know. I just want to like add these generic chains in the event that you don't have one just yet. It can kind of be like a temporary piece in the meantime. But that said, I also have this starburst design in my collection. I have mine as a ruby because that's my birthstone. So yeah, I think this is a really beautiful piece, and you could always hang it off of an omega chain. I think that is going to have a lot of impact, especially if you want like a little bit more of a statement. So maybe get like an omega chain and then hang it like this. That would be really pretty. But you can basically play around with it because it is a pendant. So this piece is a 1950s vintage 18 karat yellow gold sapphire diamond starburst halo pendant, and she's dropping at $749. $749. And she will come with the chain too. Okay, next up. This is a piece that I have in my own collection, so you can twin with me. It is a vintage Hermes clou de sel triple drop earring. This is a very hard to find piece. We haven't sourced this in a very long time, but it's basically, you know, the clou de sels that we typically see on like the saddles for Hermes, on their jewelry, they'll put it on there, or even on their bags, you'll see this design. So I have this exact pair, and this is the one that has the 3 clou de sels. So this is how she looks on. She's definitely a statement one. So typically I'll wear it with my hair tied back when I wear this piece. She's also 18 karat yellow gold plated. This piece, when she drops, she's in very good vintage condition, and she again is that clip-on style. She's gonna drop at $799. $799. Okay, next up. Oh my goodness. Hello. We have this gorgeous Cartier rose gold small love bracelet cuff. Look at that. So the beauty of the bracelet cuff is you're not like needing to actually screw the bracelet on you. So you'll have a little bit more ease when you're wearing it if you do want to like take it on and take it off. Because I know that typically the Cartier bangle or the Cartier love bangle, you kind of have to like just always keep it on. So this is for someone who like wants that versatility to still remove and then, you know, remove with ease. With that said, this piece is made with the rose gold, and I actually want to do a comparison. Typically how rose gold works for fine jewelry, specifically from like designer brands, it's not like a true pink rose gold, if that makes sense. It's almost like very similar to yellow gold, but it has just the slightest pinky sheen. Can I borrow the pink, the rose gold love ring? Because I feel like I always want to share this if you're trying to decide between like a yellow gold and a rose gold, because they're very, very similar. I actually have oh my gosh, I'm literally wearing my rose gold Hermes today. So this is rose gold, and I know it looks like it's yellow gold, but that's truly how like they're meant to be. It's not supposed to be like a very, very pink one. So for example, I don't know if you guys can guess what you think this is. So if you guessed rose gold, you are correct. And then here's a little comparison. So this is yellow gold, and then this one is rose gold. Very, very difficult to see. So it really just depends on like the preference. But here is how she looks. So this is the rose gold. Hold on, let me get up close again. Thank you. This is the rose gold love bracelet cuff. This is the size 17, by the way, if you're familiar with how sizing works for the cuffs. Her overall weight is 22.6 grams. 22.6 grams of gold. And she is in excellent vintage condition, and she will drop at $43.99. $43.99. And that's so true. This is actually perfect for TSA too. So if you were wanting to get the bangle, but you travel a lot and you need to remove your bracelets, then this is a really great option. And then again, this piece, when she drops, she'll drop at $43.99. And it could be really cute if you like even stack them too. Okay, next up, let's do a vintage Celine piece next. So you guys love the vintage Celine Triumph pieces that we've been sourcing. We found one. I don't know if you've ever found one with crystals in the middle of the Triumphs. So this is a first. It's this long chain vintage crystal Celine Triumph necklace, has Triumph links throughout. And then I love the design of the links too. So the links is called a double trace. And I think that's really pretty. And then if you can see, there's actual like crystal Triumph logos that make up the chain. You can either wear it long, you can double up and then wear it more as like a choker style, or you can also, if you are a bag lover, add this onto like a little Celine clutch, or you can even add it onto like a Celine wallet and then turn it into a really chic wallet on chain. I've mentioned this before in the past, but like if you ever own like a long necklace or a belt, you have a lot of versatility in turning them into actual like bag chains. So highly recommend it for this piece, especially if you have a Celine bag. So this piece, when she drops, she'll drop at $549. $549. Okay, next up. So this piece, I love the combination of ruby and diamonds together. I just added a ruby and diamond ring to my collection, and you guys have probably seen it. Some of you guys have asked if it was available, but I literally just added that one to my collection. But it was supposed to be sourced for Jewelry and Bauble Drops. But I am going to continue to source the rubies and the diamonds because you guys have been loving that. And the emeralds and the sapphires. Like those are the gemstones that you guys have been asking for. So this one is a vintage 18 karat yellow gold ruby diamond horseshoe motif ring. And I'll get up close for our cameras so that you can see this design a little bit better. What size is this one? She's a size 6.5. So this is a size 6.5, and I'll hold it steady for Instagram first. Basically, it's like these ruby square gems, and then it almost looks like a belt or like a little buckle, because the buckle portion of it has diamonds that kind of wrap around the ring itself. It's such a unique design. And this piece, her overall weight is 3.48 grams. Her ruby carat weight, so all of the rubies are 0.39 carats, and then her diamond carat weight is 0.22 carats. She's in excellent vintage condition. This is the 18 karat yellow gold ruby diamond horseshoe motif ring, and she'll drop at $11.99. $11.99. Okay, it almost looks like a flower too, like part flower, part belt for your finger. Okay, next up. So this is officially our very last Gucci watch, Gucci bezel watch that we drop in 2025. This has definitely been a watch that's on a lot of people's radar, especially if you follow like the watch news or even like the designer news. I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. So the vintage Gucci, I'll show you the watch actually. So the vintage Gucci bezel watches, they have been making a name, I want to say the past couple of years, but especially this year and especially within the past few weeks. So essentially Gucci decided to recreate this vintage Gucci bezel watch, and they released it a few weeks ago, and it's selling for $2,900 brand new in store. They basically wanted to piggyback off of like how viral the Gucci vintage bezel watches have been. And I will say I have been noticing that it's going to impact and has started to impact the resale market when it comes to these vintage Gucci bezel watches. So this particular one, she has this changeable bezel, and it's called the Play watch. So each Gucci bezel watch is slightly slightly different. It depends on the links and the different bezels that you get. This one is like a piece of jewelry. It almost looks like this intricate gold beading design. And I'll show up close to all of our cameras so you can see. It's like if you want to dress up your watch every day. You can either wear it with a blue face, or you can change it to the silver, the gold, the red, the metallic green, the black. So it really just depends what you're wearing or how you want to like spice up your accessorizing. This piece, she has a white dial. She's in excellent vintage condition, and she does come with her gorgeous original vintage Gucci box. When she drops, she's going to drop at $799, and you do not have to tell me to source this again, because we've gotten so many requests to source this. So keep an eye out. If you don't end up snagging this, keep an eye out for next year, because we do plan to source even more. Okay, next up, we have a 1985 piece. This is a vintage Chanel. It's been no surprise that the brooches have made a comeback this year. We've seen so many articles, Retail Boss, all these fashion news articles are talking about how brooches are making a comeback. So if you have a brooch, highly recommend styling it this way. I'll show you this brooch that's going to be dropping. So it's this 1985 vintage Chanel Coco brooch, 24 karat gold plated hardware. I love the design, the hammered texture. It just adds a lot of depth to this piece. She is made with 24 karat gold plated hardware. You can obviously wear a brooch, typically how we used to see brooches being worn. Kind of wear it like this. You could add it onto a blazer. You could add it onto a collar. But now more than ever, we're seeing people like actually adding a bunch of brooches together. So maybe this could be like the main brooch, the main star of the show of your brooch collection, and then get like smaller ones to kind of surround this piece. That's typically how we've been styling it too. We've also been styling it with ties, because ties have been super popular. So adding a ton of brooches onto a tie would look so cool. Also, if you are a bag lover, and I'm sure there are a few bag lovers here, you can always add it onto like a canvas tote or something. Different ways to play around with these brooches. So this one, when she drops, this is going to drop at $599, and it does come with her original vintage Chanel box. Okay, next up, we have a vintage bracelet, and she is gorgeous. So this is an 18 karat yellow gold, and it's a green sapphire clover motif bracelet. There are 5, right? Yeah, 5 carats worth of these beautiful green sapphires on this bracelet. So 18 karat yellow gold with 5 carats of green, beautiful sapphires. In total, there's 76 sapphires on this bracelet. Gorgeous piece, especially the way I would style this is I would wear it with like a slim, like sleek bangle watch, or even like a Cartier bangle, and then kind of like layer it together. I'll do my best to like show how it generally will sit, but you can also look at like the modeling photos once they actually drop. But here's like a general idea of how it will sit. I love how like small the clover motif design is. Like it's so dainty, but then when you're really looking at it, like you can see how gorgeous that detail is. And she's so sparkly too. I'm really excited to drop this one. Even look at like the cool clasp. Have you ever seen a clasp like this to open and close a jewelry piece? So this one, she is a vintage piece. Again, she's made with 18 karat yellow gold, and then it has the light green sapphires. If I can describe this light green, I would say like sage is the best way to describe the color. Like this light green sage sapphire. It's a clover motif bracelet. She's going to drop at $14.99. $14.99. Again, she's made with 5 carats of green sapphires. Okay. Ooh, okay. Next up, a watch that I would love to add to my collection. It is the Cartier Santos de Cartier Galbi watch. So this is reference number 1567. She is a piece made, I want to say, between the 90s / early 2000s. And the dial. The dial is what I find so unique about this piece. It's basically like this matching slate stainless steel dial with the blue hands. And then it's made with both 18 karat yellow gold and stainless steel. It has the classic love screws all around. And the size of this, by the way, is a 35 millimeter by 24 millimeter. This is a quartz movement. And then let me actually like loop it on my wrist so you can get a general idea of how it sits. But I think this is an excellent woman's watch. I feel like men would wear this size too. Or is it too small? Would you? Oh, okay. Yes. Unisex then. We'll go with unisex. This is how she looks on. And I just love that slate dial with the 18 karat yellow gold Roman numerals too. It's so sleek. I'm so excited to drop this. I also need to know if we should continue this path of sourcing these pretty insane watches. I do need to get confirmation, but really excited to drop this one in today's show. Okay. So this piece, she's the reference number 1567. She's the Cartier Santos de Cartier Galbi watch in the rare slate dial. She's going to drop at $51.99. $51.99 for the beautiful slate dial Cartier watch. Excellent investment piece. Okay, next up, let's do this ever so sparkly pave dome ring. This is a vintage piece, and she's made with both pink sapphires and diamonds. Let me get up close so you can see. So it makes up this gorgeous dome style. And then, okay, she fits on my finger. So I'm assuming she's a 6.25. She is a 6.25. And then she's adorned with 18 karat yellow gold through the band. And then it's kind of like a mixture of these pink sapphires, but even the sapphires are different colors. So I would say that it's got about 3 different colors. So you obviously have diamonds. There's the fuchsia pink sapphire. And then there's like a lighter pink sapphire. And I'll get up close again for all of our cameras so you can actually see this design. Really, really sparkly piece. And her overall weight, by the way, is 5.9 grams. So she's almost 6 grams for her overall weight. The sapphire carat weight is 1.55. So just for the pink sapphires, 1.55. And she's got 49 sapphires. And then the diamond carat weight is 0.45 carats with 10 diamonds. So this piece, she's an 18 karat yellow gold, pink sapphire and diamond pave dome ring. She's going to drop at $13.99. $13.99 for this piece. Okay, next up, let me do, you know what? We should do a cute little set. This could potentially be a set for someone. So we have these, these earrings. So this is an 18 karat yellow gold ruby and diamond loop earring. So similar in color to those sapphires I shared, but it's like a kind of pinky ruby with diamonds, round diamonds. Her overall weight for this is 1.7 grams. She's got 2 rubies and 48 diamonds. 48 diamonds. Let me see if I can pull this a little bit so I can kind of like sit it on the ear. It's not a clip-on, by the way. It's a stud style. And then this is how she'll sit. Could be an everyday earring for someone too. I think that this is simple enough. Or if you want to decorate your ear, if you have multiple piercings, this is going to drop at $5.99. $5.99. And she's made with 18 karat yellow gold with all of her rubies and diamonds. Okay, next up, let's do let's do this one. Okay, we're going to hop over to a bag chain, but technically not a bag chain. It's actually a belt. This is a vintage Chanel belt. It's a piece that is made in the year 2002. So she actually is made with 24 karat gold plating. It has the CC logo on the end. I can totally envision someone wearing this with an all black dress, maybe like a little LBD, a little black dress, and then wrapping this around the waist. Or if you are a blazer girly like I am, you can always wrap this around a blazer and then cinch the waist too. So the cool thing about this is I think that her versatility, you can really play around if you wanted to make it into like, say, a necklace. You could wear it as a necklace. You can also wear it as a bag chain. So if you have like a Chanel wallet, for example, put the flap underneath the wallet and then wear it as a bag chain strap. Like just pretend there's a bag underneath here. How cute is that? Because then it's almost giving like intentional bag chain. I really want to see more brands actually creating this type of strap. There's just so many like there's so much variety when it comes to like having a bag bag strap that looks like this. So this piece, I want to say it's like a slim curb chain, by the way. So it's not like a super hefty piece, but she still has good weight to it. This is going to drop. She's 34 inches, by the way, lengthwise. She's going to drop. This is the 2002 vintage Chanel letter logo belt / bag chain. She'll drop at $10.99. $10.99. Okay. Next up, let's do this Cartier piece because I already shared the matching bracelet. So if you do want to have like the matching moment, this one comes with her original Cartier box. And what size is this one? Okay, this might be able to fit me. It's a size 6. Okay, okay. It does fit me. So this is the rose gold. It's the diamond small love ring. So essentially it's this beautiful rose gold Cartier love ring with one diamond that's hanging out in the middle, like so. Perfect ring if you want to just solely wear it on its own. You could always stack it with other Cartier rings. You can stack it with an engagement ring. You can stack it with just about anything. Like I feel like these are truly meant to be stacked, or it could even be like a cool pinky ring for someone too. This piece, so her overall weight is 4.7 grams. 4.7 grams, and then she has one diamond in the middle. This is the Cartier rose gold diamond small love ring. I believe brand new in store, this ring is going for $2,900 for the rose gold diamond small love. So this piece, how much we're going to drop her at? $16.99. $16.99. Okay. By the way, oh my gosh, it's 4:35. Hello. Okay. We have 20-ish minutes before I have to do a countdown. But basically, if you just hopped on, this is our last drop of the year, and it's our jewelry and watch drop. Everything's dropping in about 20 minutes on FashionNica.com, and it's just going to drop all at once, by the way. So the next piece that's up, vintage Chanel. I love these earrings. I kind of mentioned earlier, but like anytime I see the hammered texture, it does something. So it's made with 24 karat gold plated hardware. This, I believe it's a slightly larger CC than my turn locks. Okay, yeah, it's actually, there you go. You can get a good, size reference. So this, I could see someone using this almost as like a statement earring and then tying your hair back. Or you could leave it down and then just kind of like put your hair behind your ears. But I love the size of this, and she's very lightweight for the size. I think it's because it's like a slightly thinner style too, but great clip on. Again, you can use it as a brooch. You can use it for your ties. Even this is kind of a vibe. Like when you have a statement necklace and then you put this almost near it, so then it looks like it's a part of it, but then you do a double take because you're like, wait a second, it's actually on the collar versus on the actual like necklace itself. Yeah, that's cool too. Anyways, this piece, so she was born in the year 70s, between the 70s and the 80s, and she's in excellent condition. She'll drop at $5.99. $5.99 for the hammered textured vintage Chanel 24 karat gold plated earring. Let's do a Dior earring next. So this is a really unique design. And you're gonna have to like look at it on the modeling photos because it's kind of hard to describe. Actually, if I sit it on my ear, you'll get a general idea. Basically, the stud itself is in the middle. So it looks like it's hanging almost from like your, like inside of your ear. I don't know how to describe this, but I'm just gonna sit it in the general area so you can see. Let me take off my Chanel clip-on for a second. So it'll kind of sit like this. So, okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you can get like a good idea of how it looks, but it's so unique. I haven't seen an earring that does this, where it stops like in the middle and it like wraps into your actual ear. So I thought this was a really unique piece. This is by Dior. It's the crystal logo cuff earring. And it has the CD logo on the bottom with little crystals and then a bar of crystals on each, but really unique design. I definitely want to start sourcing more of this, but it's our first official time sourcing this style. When she drops, she's in excellent condition. She'll drop at $3.99. $3.99. Okay, next up, let's do another vintage pendant piece. So, and let me know if I should continue to source pendants. But this is an 18 karat yellow gold and diamond teardrop pendant. So just the pendant is 18 karat yellow gold with this gorgeous diamond in the middle. The carat weight for the diamond is 0.355. And it's really interesting because I actually thought it was bigger, but I think it's because of like this yellow gold around it that it makes it seem like more substantial. I'll hold it on around my neck so you can kind of get a general idea of how it will sit. By the way, this chain, it's a generic chain. So as I mentioned, I want to start sourcing more pendants, and I think I just want to add like generic chains so you can have the option, but you can always add like a actual solid gold chain if you do plan to use this more of like an everyday piece. You could use it like this. Potentially, let me see. You can get like a thin omega chain and then have it hang like that. Should I start sourcing omega chains? I feel like I'm talking a lot about omega chains. So kind of have it sit like this if you wanted to too. I think that's a really pretty style, but because it's a pendant, you have a lot of like flexibility in playing around with what exact chain you want to use this with. So this piece, she is in excellent condition. Her overall weight is 1.4 grams. This will drop the vintage 18 karat yellow gold diamond teardrop pendant, $549. $549. Hi, Helen. Nice to see ya. Okay. Next up, this one comes with her vintage Chanel box. And you guys, I love this collection. And I know Chanel also loves this collection because they made a design based off of this collection. This is a rare 70s, 80s Chanel long necklace. It's made with 24 karat gold plated hardware, crystals all throughout. So both on the front and on the back of this piece with these, oh my gosh, is this a hexagon? 1, 2, 3, hexagon? No, wait, that's 5. That's 6. Hexagon? Oh. I think, oh my gosh. Okay, it has this geometric shaped crystal front and back. It is? Oh, okay. With 24 karat gold plated hardware. Because it's a chunky long chain, so much versatility. You can wear it as a long chain. I think that's typically actually how it's meant to be worn. But you can do a double choker, and then this is where I think the bag girlies will shine. Get a classic vintage Chanel wallet or small clutch, wrap this around it, and then she becomes this gorgeous Chanel bag strap. I can see it. I see the vision. Anyways, really cool piece. And let me get up close so you can see. Such a cool design. Something to mention with these CCs, the reason I know Chanel loves this collection is because in their Rue Cambon store in Paris, they have this elaborate ribbon like going off of their building. It's a massive, massive ribbon. And on the side of the ribbon is like the biggest Chanel brooch I have ever seen. And it's basically this design that's hanging off of it. I will share a photo because when I went to Paris a few weeks ago, that's how I saw it. But yeah, thought that was really cool. And I actually also have the brooch that's dropping today too. So this piece, this is the Chanel Rare 70s, 80s crystal long necklace with her 24 karat gold plated hardware and her box. She'll drop at $11.99. $11.99. Okay, next up. This one. So this is an Hermes timepiece. And I love this piece because you can see she actually has double dials, dual time. So for anyone who might have like a loved one that's abroad, you can always have your time, your current time, but then a loved one's current time. And that's how you'll be able to know what time it is without having to go on your phone. But it's made of silver or stainless steel, actually. And then let me get up close so you can see it. So it reads Hermes Paris in the middle. And then it has the two dials. She's very simple, very classic. Let me kind of sit it on my wrist. Her diameter, 30 millimeters by 20, by the way, 30 by 20. And then this is how she'll sit on the wrist. But I just love that idea of like just having like two different time zones on your wrist. So this piece, her shape, by the way, cool shape, rectangular. And then it's a quartz movement. She's going to drop at $15.99. $15.99 in excellent condition. This is the Hermes dual time Cape Cod quartz watch. Okay, moving to the next piece. Let's do, the open band. We have an open band piece. I love open bands. So basically it's this bezel open band baguette ring. So you have diamonds on both sides of the ring. And the reason I like when they do this design is because like no matter where you're like wearing this, you can see on like each side, no matter where you're looking, you can see there's diamonds on the edges of it. And then there's these two gorgeous diamond baguettes in the middle. And it's an open band, meaning it's open right over here. There's even diamonds like within the opening on the sides there too. She's made of 14 karat yellow gold. Her overall weight is 2.8 grams. 2.8 grams. Oh, by the way, her size for the ring itself is 6.5. So 6.5. And then I'm curious to see, what does this look like if you had like an engagement ring? Oh, this is cute. What if you did something like this for anyone that has like a solitaire engagement ring? If you sit it like that, that would be really pretty because then the baguettes will kind of be like on the sides of the ring itself. Okay, so you can play around with this. This piece, so she has overall weight 2.8 grams. She's the 14 karat yellow gold bezel, diamond bezel baguette open ring. She'll drop at $11.99. $11.99. Okay. Next up, so you know how I was talking about that Chanel necklace? This is the same collection, and this is the vintage Chanel brooch. So this exact like style with the little crystals, the round crystals, the 24 karat gold plated hardware. This is literally what you will see if you went to the Paris Rue Cambon store today. Because that for this year, when they decorated their store, they created this really elaborate, massive ribbon-like design that like envelopes their building, and then on like attached to the ribbon is this exact design, the CC crystal logo. She's made with 24 karat gold plated hardware, entirely crystal embellished. The back of it even has like this hammered texture design. She's going to drop at $529. $529. If you're just starting out with like playing around with brooches, this is a really great piece because you can build off of this, but still have that like statement. So she'll drop at $529. I have about 15 minutes before pieces drop, by the way. So 15 minutes left before the pieces drop. Okay, so this is a vintage Chanel scarf. So I feel like Davis would love this piece because it basically has like all of these little stamps from different places that make up the design of this vintage Chanel scarf. It's a piece that was made in the 90s, by the way. And then we'll kind of like look at it together, but also make sure you look at our modeling photos because the way we styled it is so good. So let me see. There's Japan over here. There's Canada, Spain, Hong Kong, Paris. I see New York over here, the Netherlands. Like there's just so many stamps from different places. There's Singapore too. So just look at the design when you see the photos because like it took me like maybe 5 minutes to really go over all of the different stamp details because there's just so much to look at. And then even like on the sides of it, I think it says Copenhagen, Munich, Hamburg, Cologne. There's just so many different places with this piece. So this is a vintage Chanel. It's called the World Postcard Scarf. And she's going to drop at $399. $399. If you love to travel, this would be so cute. Even like hanging, like framing this in your house and then having it like kind of just sit like in your closet, like framed or even like in your living room. But just another way to showcase this. Okay, next up. Gucci does so well with their packaging. Like even their vintage pieces, I love. This is not a vintage piece. This is their more current style, but like, look at this. The details of the interior and then this like royal purple. Again, mixed with like the details of like the chartreuse satin interior. This is a fine jewelry piece. Typically you can tell fine jewelry Gucci, based off of just this packaging alone. And this is an 18 karat yellow gold GG. It's called the interlocking diamond ring. So basically you have the GG logos and then it has this almost quilted effect on the edges of it, but then there's diamonds in between those quilts. So that's why it's called the interlocking diamond ring. This piece, so Gucci sizing is so weird. The Gucci size is a 10, but it's actually like in US size terms, it's actually a 5.25. I'm actually surprised this fits on my finger. I have never fit a 5.25 before. Okay, I was scared that was going to get stuck. Let's put it on here for now. It's a size 5.25. And her overall weight is 4.2 grams. 4.2 grams. Diamonds all throughout. This is the 18 karat yellow gold interlocking diamond ring by Gucci. She'll drop at $899. $899. Okay. Next up, let's do this necklace because I think this is for someone who is already like a huge fine jewelry, specifically like unsigned fine jewelry girly. There is so much you can do with this piece. This is an 18 karat rose gold ruby diamond double spacer ring pendant necklace. So basically there's like 3 pieces with this. You get this beautiful, what do you call this type of chain again? You know what? I'm drawing a blank, but I will figure it out. Unless you guys know. Here, I'll hold it steady because I'm sure you jewelry girlies might know. But it has these 2 spacers, and I'm calling it spacers because these are really popular, especially now more than ever, because a lot of people love adding like multiple charms to their necklaces, and these spacers can basically showcase the charms a little bit better because since it's like adding that space, you can really see the detail of each charm. So a lot of times for jewelry girlies, they'll add these little spacers to their necklaces or to their rings, but most often their necklaces, especially if you stack like 5 charms on one chain. So this is, thank you. It's a fine ball chain. I was thinking roll for some reason. I'm like, roll. It's a fine ball chain. Here, I'll get up close so you can see. That makes sense. It's very fine and they look like little balls. So this piece, she also has diamonds and then there's rubies. So that's why it's called a double spacer. You can wear it individually. So if you just want to wear this one or if you just want to wear this one, I think it looks great like together. But what I would do is I would add all of the charms that I have for my own necklaces and then add it onto here. So this piece, overall, her weight is 2.1 grams and she's going to drop at 619. 619 for all three of these pieces. Okay, next up, we have a very, very well-priced Bulgari ring, or Bulgari watch, actually. So this is the Bulgari B01 watch. We actually sourced the sterling silver version of this last week, or a couple weeks ago. So we found one with, it's called elastomer, which is basically like this rubber piece on the edges. So you get that Bulgari engraving, and then stainless steel, and then this has a black dial. So this piece, we have it very well priced. It's, by the way, the reason I love sourcing this is because it looks like a bangle, right? So the jewelry pieces, the bangle watches are doing really, really well this year. So I will continue to source these bangle style watches going into next year. This one is going to drop at $589. $589 for this Bulgari B01 watch. Okay, next up, we have 7 minutes before all the jewelry and bauble drop. So we are going to go a little bit quicker. This one comes with her box. This is a vintage Chanel piece, and it's supposed to kind of mimic like a gold bar in a way. It's not a clip-on, which is so surprising because a lot of vintage Chanel earrings, like 90% of the time, are made with clip-ons. So this is like one of those one-offs that they created a stud, but it says Chanel, and it almost reminds me of like the logos that they use in the interior of their bags mixed with like a metal plate, but it has Chanel, and it's this little bar shape. I'll sit it close to the ear. So I wouldn't say she's like big, but I also wouldn't say she's tiny either. It's like a great size if you just want like a little pop. And this one, she's going to drop at $549. $549 for this pair of vintage Chanel 1999 Coco Mark. Okay, let's do this ring because I thought that the design of it is really unique. So incoming vintage fine jewelry piece. And I want to get up close so you can see the color of this stone, because off the bat, when we sourced it, I thought it was like a blue, dark blue sapphire, maybe even like a black. But, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You know what? In the photos, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. But in our listing photos, it will read, it is a garnet, and it's a green garnet. It's like this beautiful, dark green. Oh, I love the color so much. There's diamonds, and then even like the shape of it is so unique. So like it kind of gives off this, what would you call this design actually? I'm not entirely sure. I know that this portion is like a halo design, but this like kind of pointed out. It's so unique. So it has all these diamonds around it. The overall weight is 3.5 grams, and her garnet weight is 0.21 carats, by the way. But it makes up this little flower design with this dark green garnet. And I won't be able to share that color. It's hard to read on live, but look at the photos. It's so cool. Oh, she's dropping, by the way, at $849. $849 for the vintage 18 karat yellow gold green garnet. Okay. Next up. So we love sourcing this collection. This is the tribal earrings, but this is a different version of it where you get that tribal style crystal pearl back earring, but then below it is like a dangling little pearl. So this is by Dior. It comes with her box. It comes with her dust bag. Technically, I like to think that this is 2 earrings in one because you can obviously wear her the iconic way, like wearing her like that. But if you want something a little bit more like simple, you can actually wear this asymmetric. So wear this and then take off this design and then just wear like the pearl on this ear. It really depends like how you want to style it. But this one, when she drops, she's going to drop at $499. $499. These are the Dior tribal earrings. Oh my gosh, I have 4 minutes before the jewelry drops. 4 minutes before jewels drop. Let's do this for our bag girlies. Vintage Chanel classic flap, but made in a brooch. So it's a piece made in 2002, the diamond quilting, 24 karat gold plated hardware. Even the detail has an actual like little turn lock. It's not a functional turn lock, but I love that they added that. Huge horizontal style diamond quilting with a chain. I mean, truly, this is a perfect piece if you love bags, specifically Chanel bags, because it's like your own little classic flap, but in a jewelry design. She's dropping at $589. $589. Okay, next up, let's do this. This is our last watch too. Okay, last watch of the show. I'm very excited that we are going to be dropping more and more watches next year. I just can't wait because it's a completely different like sourcing journey. So I'm excited to take you guys along. But this is a Fendi piece. She's called the Timeless O-Clock round watch. It's made with stainless steel. And then I would think that this could be a unisex piece for someone. You get this mirror design and then it's really unique how you actually read the time. Has the Fendi O-Lock logo. She's not a vintage piece, by the way. This is a newer style. The mesh band, and she's got the quartz movement. And then I think, is this like, does it actually rotate or? But okay, the numbers rotate. So the reason it's called the rotating is because the numbers rotate, which makes sense. But this piece, when she drops, so she's 42 millimeters, by the way. She's going to drop at $629, $629. And you can really check yourself out with the little mirror in the watch. Okay, next up, this is our last fine jewelry piece of the night. We have this beautiful, I realize we kind of have like a theme going on with the halo rings tonight. So this is an 18 karat yellow gold ruby diamond halo ring. And this one's a size 7. And it has this beautiful ruby in the middle. The ruby carat weight is 0.5 carats. So she's half a carat. And then she has these diamonds surrounding it, 14 diamonds to be exact. She's a size 7 and she's 2.6 grams for her overall weight. She's dropping at $549. $549. 1 minute before all the jewels drop, by the way, on FashionNica.com. So 1 minute exactly before all the pieces drop, we had to add in a tie. I have been talking your ears off about ties this entire year. I've fallen in love with wearing ties as well, as you can tell. This is a Gucci tie. You can match with me. And monogram, and she's dropping at $149. $149. And then next up, we have a triple CC, and it's funny because we love sourcing bags that are called triple CC, but we have a triple CC vintage Chanel necklace. So all these crystal CCs, 3 crystal CCs with 24 karat gold plated hardware, excellent statement piece, but not like super like chunky in a way. Statement in the sense that there's 3 CCs, but she's still like dainty enough. If you did want to stack it, she'll drop at $729. $729. And this is a vintage piece made between the 70s and 80s with her 24 karat gold plated hardware. 1 minute. Oh my gosh, literally the clock just struck 5 p.m. We have a few, or literally right now, feel free to head over to FashionNica.com because fingers crossed, the pieces have officially dropped, but I do need confirmation. Every once in a while, we'll have some technical difficulties, but the pieces hopefully have officially dropped. This is actually really crazy too. This is our last drop of 2025. Last drop ever for 2025. This is crazy. Very bittersweet. So I will share some closing announcements too. So feel free to stick around if you need those closing announcements because we have quite a few announcements also regarding giveaways. So box vintage Chanel. I'm sharing the last piece, by the way. So everything has literally just dropped a few seconds ago. So feel free to run over there if you're interested in snagging any of the pieces tonight. I have, oh my gosh, there are quite a few orders that are coming in. Okay. Yeah. Feel free to head over there if you want to grab anything. But you feel free to look at photos, modeling photos, literally anything. They have just dropped in our jewelry and bauble section on FashionNica.com. This piece is a 2004 vintage Chanel crystal CC logo stud. So crystals that make up the CC, and it is a stud for anyone who prefers a stud. And this is how she looks on, slightly smaller than the turn lock earrings that I'm wearing right now. And she dropped at $599. $599. She has officially dropped. I'm not sure if she's gotten snagged yet though, but it has dropped literally a few seconds ago. Okay. With that said, this was our final drop of 2025. It was our final drop. Okay, I need to share announcements though, because we have so many things that are happening. So if you are interested in snagging any of our jewels, any of the watches, any of our baubles, also any of our bags, it is the final day today to get your order by the new year. So final day. Starting tomorrow, all orders received will be, processed on January 5th. We are giving our team a well-deserved holiday break. So with that said, we will be out of office. Obviously, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to email our customer experience team. But please note, there will be slower communication. But we really appreciate your understanding. We gotta have that holiday break. But with that said, so that is one of the announcements. If you haven't seen, it's officially bag vent week. So basically every single day until Christmas, we are giving away a designer bag. So feel free to enter if you haven't entered yet. You can literally just look at the rules, look at the post. I need to post today's. So if you're still watching, you officially know that I'm going to be posting soon for today's giveaway. And I'm also going to be giving away a piece of jewelry today too, since this is officially our final jewelry and bauble drop. So there's two giveaways that are happening today. And I know the day's almost over, but not yet. And then what else? Oh, yes. Make sure you subscribe to our emails if you do want to get, any, important updates, because we do have quite a few important updates that we're going to be sending out next week. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I am going to head out. Gotta go last minute Christmas shopping. But with that said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight, this entire year. This has been the craziest year, 2025. Like, this is the most amount of drops we have been able to do. I'm really excited because we have some super insane plans going into next year. And you'll start to see that very, very shortly. Like, even going into January is going to be a little crazy. With that said, I will see you guys on Instagram. I hope you guys have a great holiday season, no matter how you're spending it. And thank you so much for being part of our community. I will see you guys next year when we go live. Okay, bye you guys. Good night. Bye YouTube. Bye.